Gangsters. You guys, I have to show you this scenery. I'm outside. I found this little nook, this little spot up the street from my house, and I'm outside, and it's just, the wind is there. It's like a slight breeze. It's just, you can tell it's officially like starting to become fall because the air is changing, the sun is out, it's still warm, but there's a little bit of like a crisp in the air. My favorite time of year. I can feel it, I can smell it, I can sense it. Fall is here. Oh my god, it's almost like an ocean breeze, like it's just refreshing. Here, let me show you what we're working with here. Look how beautiful. Look how just beautiful. I found this little nook. This is where I come. This is where I come to like do yoga, to chant, to soak up the sun. So I wanted to talk to you guys about the 5D, and this is like the perfect setting. I had today off. Excuse me. I had today off, and someone reached out and mentioned, what's the difference between the 5D and the 3D? And we are currently going through a 5D, 3D split. All right, so let me find a good place to put you guys. Hopefully that's okay. You know what? I think I'll just hold you. Okay. So when people talk about the 5D and 3D split, basically what it means is third dimension and fifth dimension. So let me rewind. I'm going kind of off the cusp. I've thought about making this video, and whatever comes to me comes. If you guys have questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. So when we are born, when we incarnate onto this earth, we incarnate into the 3 dimensions, the third dimension, the 3D. It's the physical dimension. It's tangible. You can touch it. It's basically it's the lowest physical dimension. What happens is, as we get older, and as we are in our society, we are programmed. We are programmed to go to school, to eat a certain way, to behave a certain way, to act a certain way. Those who are awakened by divine, by source, by God, they become connected to the 5D. The 5D is the spiritual realm. The 5D is closer to our higher self. From what my understanding is, there's 12 dimensions. So what the 5D is spiritual. Not only is it spiritual, it's a consciousness. So what happens is, basically, you're born into the 3D, you're programmed, you're going through life. There's something called a veil. This veil is basically, when you're incarnated here, you have what's called karmic contracts. Your destiny is pretty much already signed and set, but you have free will. God gives everyone free will. So yes, for the most part, your destiny and your future is already set, but you have the right to go left, go right, say yes, say no, and that's called free will. There's something called a veil as well. So when you decided to come here, you also decided to have a veil put over your eyes, meaning that you are very much asleep. Through either being on the twin flame journey, spiritual awakenings, maybe your parents were woke, grandparents were woke. Everyone wakes up in divine timing when they're supposed to wake up, if it's meant for them to wake up. My story is that I was very much in the 3D. We all come here with generational curses. We all come here with curses that we obtain through either our environment, through our upbringing. And what I mean by that is, for example, my mom had a horrible, horrible spending problem. She made good money, but she also spent good money. So it was always like a cycle of being broke. Even if she wasn't broke, she just could not save money. And so I attained that. I want to call it a generational curse, because it was, through being around her, living with her, picking up on her bad habits, so on and so forth. So when we come here, when we incarnate with generational curses. Generational curses are very, very, very real. I know, because I'm dealing with someone who has a ton of them right now, and it's tough. Generational curses are passed down through ancestors or they're passed down through generations. And it's bad behavior, it's abuse, it's toxicity, it's trauma, and you pass it from one person to the next. And what people don't realize is even just being in the same vicinity or the same environment as someone who has really low vibrations or generational curses, they can actually be passed on to you through just living in the same household. And parents don't realize this. What mom and dad don't heal actually get passed on to their children, whether they like it or not. It's something they can't control. It happens regardless. So if mom and dad have drinking problems, spending problems, they're very abusive, they're toxic, there's a lot of trauma there, they actually pass that down to their children, whether they like it or not. And that is called a generational curse. What the curse is it's actually a very dense, heavy energy that gets passed from one person to another. It's like a controlling energy. So what happens is, at a certain time when the divine decides it's your time to wake up, you start having spiritual awakenings, and that's through your chakra system. Your chakras are aligned, you start to have kundalini, you start to have spiritual awakenings, so on and so forth. Give me 1 second, sorry. I have a cord. I'm in the middle of a karmic cycle, and there's a karmic cord, and it's so fucking annoying. Sorry, excuse me. So I can focus there. Okay. And what that is that's selenite. So selenite has the ability to, you can cut karmic cords, but if you don't finish the karma, they just reattach them. Karmic cords for me, because I can physically feel them, they're very distracting. Right now I'm working with someone who is demonic, an energy vampire, has like 7 generational curses. It's pretty bad. So it's pretty heavy right now, the work that I'm dealing with. But long story short, when God decides to wake you up, you start having spiritual awakenings. That's when the veil starts to lift. So what happens is people start to question. They start to question society. For example, well, why is there a liquor store on every corner if alcohol is horrible for you? Why are we programmed to sit in a classroom for 8 hours a day? They don't teach us about finances. They don't teach us how to manifest, things like that. And what happens is the veil starts to lift. You start to question things. You start to look around. You start to realize that basically the programming that you've been brought up in, everything's a complete lie. And then you start to notice that you start to have gifts. Some people become empaths and they're able to manifest. Manifesting is basically just manipulating energy and pulling whatever it is that you desire towards you. And so I'm on the self-love / twin flame journey. So with that comes a ton of karma because I'm in my last incarnation. So all of my karma from past lives is actually dealt with. What I'm doing is I'm dealing with karma in this life, which is why there's 2 of me. So I'm a divine feminine. My twin is a divine masculine, and he and I are both dealing with karma. So the veil starts to lift. You start to see things. You start to see orbs. You start to get intuitive messages from your higher self. You start to realize that there is a higher self. You start to realize that we are in control of nothing and that there is a higher power. Some people call it the divine. Some people call it Christ. Some people call it God, source, whatever you want to call it. But you start to realize that we are not the end-all be-all, that there is definitely something here that is in control, and it's definitely not us. Then you start to realize that karma is very real. What you say, what you do, what you think, how you treat people, it follows you. It actually follows you from lifetime to lifetime. So the 5D is being connected to source, is being able to meditate, to manifest, realizing that the 9 to 5 is not for you. I knew the 9 to 5 wasn't for me when I was like 6. I was very conscious very, very early. And I think because I was in such a toxic environment, and the way that it lined up was I started to become very conscious around the time that I was old enough to realize that my environment was very toxic. So those who end up staying in the 3D are low vibrational entities, demons, people who have generational curses that they're not dealing with. Now, coming into this world with generational curses is not something that anyone should be judged for or reprimanded for, but not taking the responsibility for your own healing. That's where you end up getting left behind in the 3D. Granted, when I was younger, yes, I did some shit and I was out here in these streets doing the most. But there comes a time and a point where you have to make the choice, and it's internal. You can do all the yoga you want, you can chant all you want, you can do all the positive affirmations, but inside, internally, if you don't make that soul choice, and I mean, that's what shadow work is. That's what Dark Night of the Shadow is diving into the deepest point of you, the deepest, most unhealed part of you, and deciding you want to heal it. Looking around and seeing that, okay, my parents were toxic, they were alcoholics, they were spendaholics, they lied, they cheated, they stole, whatever it is that you need to heal, and making the decision to do better and to be better. But not only making that decision once, making it every single day. Every day, taking accountability, responsibility, knowing that you're responsible for the things that you say, how you treat people, the choices that you make every day. What happens is people get left behind in the 3D when they decide they don't want to take responsibility. And it's a very real thing. There are people who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s who are going above and beyond to avoid themselves, who are going above and beyond to avoid the healing. There are some people, unfortunately, and I can't judge, this is not me judging, these are just facts, who refuse to look at themselves in the mirror, to refuse to take accountability for the things that they're doing, who work really hard at not doing the work. Like, there's someone that I'm working with right now who has literally set up their whole home, their whole life, their whole existence around avoiding doing the work, around draining the life out of everyone around them so they can avoid doing the work, to avoid being honest and being responsible and healing and looking at themselves in the mirror, to a point where they were so low vibrational, they had 6 or 7 demons attached to them taking over their vessel. It gets bad, you guys, and I'm not a Debbie Downer, but I want you guys to understand. This is very real. The 3D and the 5D, it's very, very real. Healing is important. Healing is the only way. When I met this lady, she had a house full of demons. She had like 6 or 7 demons attached to her. She was gone. She was completely gone. I mean, demonic possession to the fullest. And it was to a point where I was diving into some shit I had no idea. And I think if I did know, I wouldn't have taken this on. There's no way in fucking hell. If I knew how bad this was, I wouldn't have taken it on. But it gets that bad, you guys. And I've been on the spiritual journey for 38 years, and I didn't realize they got this bad. So it's very important to, and we will all know when it's the right time. When I met my twin flame, that was the right time, whether I liked it or not. God sat me down, and I'm going to be honest, I lost my job, I lost my car, I lost everything, all my money. I had $700 to my name. I was on unemployment because I was let go from my job. I was let go from my job, and this was back in, I want to say, 2017, because I was sleeping around and I contracted pink eye from some guy I was sleeping with, and I ended up having to be out of work for 30 days, where luckily I was able to, like, they gave me some kind of money, like a medical thing, compensation, but when I came back, they let me go. When they let me go, I lost everything. I was in my apartment, and I had no car, no nothing, for 30 days, and that's when spiritual awakening started. That's when God was like, look around. What the fuck are you doing? Look around. The drinking, the sleeping around, the eating crappy food, the spending, the not, I just didn't give a fuck. I was just out in these streets just doing anything and everything. And so God was like, okay, you have 30 days and you're going to sit here and you're going to figure it the fuck out. Or you're going to go live under a bridge. Now, I made the decision to move to the state of Washington because it was time to grow. But there are some people who just decide that they're going to run and they're going to run and they're going to run and they're going to blame. And that's when you end up in a karmic cycle. And what this has to do with the 3D is if you decide that you do not want to heal, you don't want to take responsibility, you very much end up in a karmic cycle. Some people end up in a karmic cycle for their whole life. I mean, whole life. Unable to manifest, always broke, always crying and, stressed out and freaking, because they can't afford their bills. There's always some kind of, I guess you could say, just chaos. Like their life is chaos because that's what they're manifesting, because they refuse to do the work. And so it's always like a woe is me, I need your help kind of thing. And that's a karmic cycle. And the saying, misery loves company. They try to pull everybody down in the gutter with them because they refuse to do the work and rise up. And that's when you have to realize, okay, there's only so much I can do. I'm at a point now where I can't let people who are stuck in the 3D, and that's the difference between the 3D split and the 5D. The 3D are those who refuse to take responsibility, those who refuse to heal, heavy drinkers, heavy drug users, liars, manipulators, those who steal, those who are not honest. It goes on forever. They stay down in the 3D, those who live in fear, those who are low vibrational, those who and I hate to say it because it sounds judgmental, but those who eat horrible, horrible foods. If you're addicted to fast food, if you're not eating well, you stay low vibrational. You stay in the third dimension. We have an astral body, we have a spiritual body, and we have a physical body. If you're not nourishing your physical body, it affects your spirit body. It affects everything. Those who decide to do the work, whether you have spiritual awakenings or not, you can decide to make your life better. Those are the ones who do end up in the 5D. Those are the healers, the Reiki healers, the yoga teachers, the teachers in general. Those who are light workers, light workers, uplifters, preachers, people who want to spread the word, who want to spread the word of positivity, who want to help those heal. In the 5D, you can manifest more quickly. You can manifest literally overnight. The 5D gives you the ability to manifest. It gives you abundance. And if you notice when you're in the 5D, so I've noticed that when I am in the 5D and my vibration is really high, there are less people around me. There's less noise. It's more peaceful. My consciousness is higher. In the 3D, there's chaos. Car accidents, people robbing each other, just craziness, a lot of noise, a lot of chaos, a lot of bustle. When you're in the 5D, you'll notice you'll go to Stater Brothers and it's like everybody's cool, calm, and collected. So right now, there's something called New Earth happening. And what's going on is obviously we're all on this rock, right? What's going on is the vibration of the earth is actually shifting. The vibration of the earth is actually lifting. It's getting higher. It can no longer support low density vibrational anything. So it's lifting. And if you decide to stay low vibrational, you get left behind. If you lift your vibration and you're consistent and you're honest, you shift to the 5th dimension. So a lot of people I've noticed in my life are falling away. And this has been happening for years. This has been happening to me. I've been shifting into the 5th dimension for a long time. I've been in the 5th dimension for a long time. I do drop down in the 3rd dimension to do 3rd dimensional work because I'm on the twin flame journey and that's clearing karma. But I do live in the 5th dimension. So the 5th dimension, basically the earth is shifting into a new earth energetically. So those who are in the 5th dimension will actually start to lose touch with those who are in the 3rd dimension. Naturally, they'll just fall away. You'll hear from certain people less. You'll think about them less. You won't want to reach out to them. They won't want to reach out to you. There are karmics who are desperately trying to make it to the 5th dimension, and they're trying to do it by binding themselves to light healers, by doing demonic witchcraft, by trying to destiny swap with people to make it to the 5th dimension. That shit never works. Because in the 5th dimension, how you make it to the 5th dimension is through honesty, integrity, doing the healing work, uplifting. Vibrations have to stay high. So, and I've run into it probably four times in the last year. People who tried to destiny swap with me, who tried to bind themselves to me to make it to the 5th dimension, or for manifestation reasons. That shit doesn't work. It doesn't work because God is everywhere and God knows the truth. God knows what's going on. So if someone is sending you negative energy, give it to God. Right now, Saturn is in retrograde. We actually just ended a Mercury in retrograde, so things are starting to get a little less chaotic. But Saturn is the planet of karma. So when Saturn is in return, everything that we've done for, I think it's actually been from 2018 until now, is actually coming to the surface, and we're having to clear that karma, and then you either go to the 5D or you stay in the 3D, depending on how you deal with it. So right now, if you guys haven't noticed, it's actually getting better. I noticed a few weeks ago that there was so much darkness coming to the surface. I'm like, where's all this heavy, dark, dense energy coming from? Why are there so many demonic witches coming out? Because what happens is all these karmics come to the surface and they trap motherfuckers. And that's just me being honest. If you still have karmic lessons to learn, a karmic comes out of the woodwork and they trap you and they take you back to their lair, third dimension, to keep you in a karmic cycle, is because you have lessons to learn. You can't get stuck in the third dimension if you have done the work, if you can recognize. So, continue to do the healing work. But yeah, the karmics came out heavy. I want to say in the last 2 to 3 weeks. They were coming and they were taking anybody and everybody that they could, trapping them to keep you in a karmic cycle. So, right now, Saturn is in retrograde, and I believe it's in retrograde until November. So I think we only have, to be honest, another 4 weeks of this. And then towards the end of the year, it's going to be smooth sailing, you guys. So stay steadfast. Positive affirmations. Keep your vibration high. Only eat high vibrational foods. Do your yoga. Work out. Swim. Stay positive. If someone's sending you negative energy, give it to God. Give it to God. Release it with love, light, and healing. Because do not send back negative energy. Return to sender is just that. If someone sends you negative energy, so say someone sends you negative energy, that has nothing to do with you. What I do is I release it to God. But if you do a return to sender, you are the sender. So whatever it is you're sending it back to yourself. The mirror, the universe is just one big mirror. The universe mirrors everything back to you. It shows you what you need to heal. It shows you who you are. So what happens is, you send out positive energy, boop, that mirror is going to reflect it right back to you. You send out negative energy, boop, that mirror is going to reflect it right back to you. That's why it's called a karmic cycle. Those who are out here doing shit they should not be doing are stuck in a cycle. It's a cycle. The universe is just a cycle. Positive affirmations. I am safe. I am abundant. I am happy. I am protected. I am divinely protected. And what you're doing is you're sending that out to the universe, and the universe is sending that abundance back, sending that protection back, sending that everything back, manifestations back, all of the love and light back. When you send love and light out, the universe is going to send it right back, because the universe is just a mirror. It's a sounding board. Everything you think, your thoughts create your reality. We are manifesting at all times, manifesting at all moments. Positive affirmations, positive thoughts, doing your yoga, recognizing when there's a karmic in the mix. What happens is they actually connect energetic cords to control your thoughts to keep you down in a karmic cycle with them. So that's when you have to recognize, those aren't my thoughts, because I think positively. And that's when you have to protect yourself. Anointing oils are amazing. Right now I have to anoint, and I have to anoint every day because it's that bad. But I know that I'm in a karmic test right now. These tests are not forever. I mean, it's up to you how long they are. If you decide that you want to sit in this karmic cycle over and over and over, well, then you stay. But once you raise the vibration and you realize that the behavior has to change, and that you don't return the negativity that's being sent to you, you learn from it. That's when you're released from the karmic cycle and you move to the 5D. So, that's what the 5D is, you guys. If you want to manifest, meditate. Use deep visualization, meditate. People use something called, a something board, a vision board. Use a vision board. Visualization will get you your manifestations quicker than anything. Visualization is the key. thoughts are the key if you want to manifest. No one has ever manifested a Ferrari without seeing one. No one has ever manifested the home of their dreams without seeing it first. You have to have vision. Keep your vibrations high. Tell the universe what you want. Manifest and pull that energy towards you. Pull it towards you. Pull it. And then have faith, because there is a waiting period. Because God wants to test your faith. God wants to test your faith and know. Okay? I'm going to make you wait because, one, I want to see if you're going to fall into fear. I'm going to see if you trust the process. I'm going to see if you're going to continue to do the work. Keep your vibrations high. Stay steadfast. Those who are stuck in the 3D, I tend to have empathy for them. Do I have boundaries? Absolutely. I have to have boundaries. I absolutely have to have boundaries because I cannot allow, and this is very much a real thing, people can be so low vibrational that they actually make the people around them sick. I've been there. So that's when boundaries, you guys, boundaries are so important. Energetic boundaries. Using your crystals. So, what I've learned is, I can't remember, but I came across a website years ago. It's called Art of the Root. Psychic cleansing oil, psychic protection oil is important. Using an anointing oil every day before you go to work, especially if you know that where you're going, people aren't spiritually cleansing themselves. They're not the most high vibrational. Put in oil. You can use all natural oils. I use sage oil, frankincense. You can go on Amazon and you can buy natural oils. And I basically pray over the oil. I pray to the oil for protection, for psychic protection, spiritual protection, protection against demons, protection against low vibrational people, protection against people who don't want what's best for me. And I douse it all over my skin. And that literally puts the shields up and it protects you against all this negativity. I don't know if you guys know what anointing is. If you have a roommate who is in these clubs bringing home entities, bringing home negative energy, bringing home just a bunch of chaos and BS, anoint your room. So close the door, and in each corner, I actually draw a square. I take my anointing oil, I put it in my hand, and I ask God to protect me against negative energy, protect me against demons, low vibrational people, so on and so forth. And I literally cover my whole door in oil. Around the doors, the windows, my bed, I put it on my forehead. I'm in a deep karmic cycle right now, so I'm having to do this. It's ridiculous, but there's ways to protect yourself. Anoint yourself. Sage is great for people who have entity attachment. If you work at a fast food restaurant, if you work at a place that's busy, you want to sage yourself every morning and every night, and it basically gets all of the debris off of you, all the spiritual debris. Say your prayers. Pray for protection every morning and every night. Pray. Protect yourself, you guys. So New Earth is here. It's been here. It's been happening for a couple of years. A good person. So if you want to find out information, Dolores Cannon is amazing for information. There are so many websites on YouTube. I find, so Ralph Smart is really good for information. He touches on a lot of things when it comes to manifestation, when it comes to the 5D, when it comes to abundance, when it comes to spiritual protection and spiritual warfare. Who else? Ralph Smart, Dolores Cannon. There's a lot of people, I can't remember their names, but there's so much good information out there, you guys. It is a full-time job. Spiritual protection is a full-time job. Don't watch the news. Don't get involved in politics. That actually lowers your vibration and puts you in a vibration of survival. So the root chakra is the lowest chakra. And if you're connected to the earth and you feel safe, then you're able to manifest. Listening to certain music, listening to the news, actually puts you in the lowest vibration, which is fear. The lowest vibration, which is fear, which makes you go into survival, which means you can't manifest. Take care of your chakras. There are so many videos on YouTube that are specific for root chakra, which helps with depression and anxiety. Third eye chakra, intuition manifestation. Crown chakra, messages from your higher self and the divine and your angels and your spirit guides. If you're going through a sticky situation, you guys, you know that we all incarnated here with a group of spirit workers and spirit angels and spirit guides. You have angels, you have guides, and you have a spirit team that comes to this earth with you. God didn't just drop us down on this rock and say, good luck. If you guys are going through something hairy, whether it's financial, whether it's spiritual, physical, whatever, call on Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Metatron. Call on Ascended Masters. Ascended Masters are those who are up in the spirit world, who are here to help us. They've ascended, and they're here to help us. Call on your spirit team. The thing about it is your guides won't step in unless you ask. They cannot get involved unless you ask, because it's interference. Call on your spirit team. Call on your angels. Call on your ancestors. Your ancestors will kick some ass. We all come here with ancestral guides, with ancestors. Call on your ancestors. So like right now, I call on my spirit guides, I call on my ancestors, I call on my spirit team, I call on Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Uriel. I ask that you help me clear this karma and end this karmic cycle as soon as possible, to move forward to my highest good, to manifest, to be abundant, to live the life that's meant for me, for my highest good and in my highest timeline. Yeah, there you go. Ooh, I have something in my teeth. I just ate. Ew. Excuse me. Oh my god. Ew. I just ate, so that's cute. Just ignore that, guys. Ignore that. But anyways, there are so many things that you guys can do. As far as spiritual cleansing, Florida water, incense, dragon's blood is amazing. Dragon's blood is so amazing. Anointing yourself, protecting yourself, prayers, all the things, you guys, all the things. If you have any questions, I love videos like this. I'm pulling away from tarot because one, I don't even do tarot anymore. Tarot's part of being stuck in a karmic cycle. I do think that tarot is great when you need it. I don't do tarot just because it gets hairy. But I would love to share how to manifest, what crystals to use to manifest, what crystals to use to ground, what crystals to use to protect your spirit, for spiritual protection, what incense to use. There are mantras, there are mudras, there are certain hand positions that you can use like this, things like that will help you on your spiritual path and that will change your life and bring your manifestations to you more quickly. There's so many like really beautiful things that you can do that will help you manifest, that will help you get to the path that you need to get to. And I'm so grateful for you guys. If you want to see more videos, let me know. Just know that we're getting there, you guys. Once Saturn returns direct, oh my god, I can't wait. I'm ready. Once Saturn turns direct, things will get so much easier. Mercury is definitely already direct, so it should be getting easier. But 2025, you guys, is the year of the light workers. 2025 is those who are going to manifest, those who are abundant. The end of 2024 was literally the year of karma. The year of karma. And what happens is what you've done in the past years will land in your lap now. How you deal with it will decide whether you move forward to the 5D or, stay in the 3D. Gosh, she's just so ladylike. So, again, 2024 is the year of karma. What you've done in the past up until 2024 lands in your lap. How you deal with it is going to decide whether you move forward to the 5D or not. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to set this down. We're going to raise some vibrations with our singing bowl. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I love you guys. I have work pretty early in the morning. And so I'm going to get going. I love you guys. If you guys need advice on spiritual cleansing, if you feel like you're under spiritual attack. I do tarot card readings, but I don't do a lot of them, so I will do them if you need them to help guide you. How to manifest love, how to open your chakras, how to manifest money, so on and so forth. I can be reached at Goddess Shay, and I'll link it down below, goddessshay@gmail.com, and I'm more than happy to help you guys with any questions that you have. I love you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys later. Take care. Hello, my spiritual gangsters.